Chapati is a favorite of many households in Kenya. This unleavened flatbread cooked on a griddle or cast iron was brought to East Africa, Kenya in particular, by Indians who came to help with building a railway line from the Port of Mombasa to the interior. Today I'm sharing my recipe of how I do my big batch of chapatis. For my big batch chapati recipe, I'm starting with about 5 pounds of all-purpose flour, which is equal to 2.29 kilograms. All-purpose flour is a mix of both hard and soft wheat, which is low in protein and makes it perfect for both baking cakes and bread. All this flour goes into the mixing bowl. Add 2 tablespoons kosher salt, tablespoon granulated sugar. Now attach the bowl to the mixer, or you can use your hands, the dough hook, and then start this on low. Start adding the water lukewarm, about 1 quart, and then I'll continue adding as needed. Another half a quart. Just keep adding the water slowly. Add a tablespoon of vegetable oil. I will briefly stop machine to check the consistency of the dough. I'm looking for a nice soft dough that's neither wet or just too dry. Maybe just a few drops water. This dough has been kneading for about 10 minutes. So remove from the mixer. Just slightly bring it together. Very soft, it's very springy. Now cut this dough into 4 pieces. Form this into a ball. Let it rest for about half an hour. This will let the dough relax and it's going to be much easier to work with. This dough is so rested after about half an hour. A good time now to go to the next stage. We are going to need a dough scraper, a rolling pin, some extra oil for the layering, and then definitely flour for dusting. Dust my work table. So for me to simplify the steps here, I like to roll this into a rectangle. You can also cut this into individual pieces, but this tends to be easier for me, especially if you have a big working space. So once you are able to roll the dough into a rough rectangle, or just as thin as you can, spread some of your extra oil here. This is vegetable oil. I would say about 2 tablespoons or so, or as much as you need, or as less as you require in your case. These steps definitely make the chapati soft and nicely layered. So spread with a brush. You can also use your hand. They are the perfect tool. Dust this with some of your flour. Lightly dust this sheet pan with some flour. Using the sharp side of your dough scraper, just cut this in half. A pizza cutter works, or you can use a knife. And then I like to roll this inward to about the size that I estimate my chapatis to be. So you have to practice this several times so that until you get it almost right. It took me a long time, and then just keep on rolling this inward. Now come back to this sort of ropes here to roll them or coil them into chapatis, and then you get these individual chapatis. One more, just roll. I'm done with this batch, and then I'll continue with the rest of the balls until all the chapatis are formed. Now this goes onto the sheet pan. All done folding the chapatis here. A good time to start now rolling them into actual chapatis ready for griddling. Now our extra flour here becomes handy. Just dust it onto our working area and then start rolling it into a round chapati or whatever shape you desire. Add flour as needed, being careful not to add way too much. That for me is a nice representation of a circle. I'll keep it aside and then do another one. In the meanwhile, I have a cast iron that's already preheating on the stove. So keep rolling this. This is also a very good way to exercise. A good project to do with your kids or friends when they are visiting. Just involve them. There you go. And especially if they know you make good chapatis, they will be more than handy to want to help because they will be learning in the process. And then I will continue doing the rest as I cook this. Now, using the remaining oil that we used to roll the chapatis in, just a touch, and then just wipe this with a paper towel. If you have a karai, it's perfect for making chapatis. Personally, I've used stainless steel. I've used almost anything for making chapati. On goes our first chapatis. And to quicken the process, I'm using 2 pans, but I'm going to focus on only one. So all we are looking here for the chapatis to start bubbling. Once you notice the bubbles, just flip it. And then you'll notice it just gets some beautiful color. Add vegetable oil, then flip it. And then just give it a nudge here just to help with the bubbling and puffing. And then flip it. A little oil. I'll say about a teaspoon total. You can use as much as you want or as little as you need. Once you are comfortable that the chapati is cooked through, you want to remove it onto a pan with the paper towels and a kitchen towel to cover. Always wipe the pan as you go. Second chapati. You can actually spread the oil right on top of the chapati, and then just you want to flip it. Just tap it. This plastic spatula is a very good tool for working chapatis. It just helps with the puffing. After a couple seconds, just add some oil, flip it. Just add this one from the other pan. And then one thing you can do when you're cooking this is just try to push them from the edges inside. This will just bring out your layers. Our first 6 chapatis are all done. I will continue making the rest. We'll come back to enjoy all this goodness. Have a look at this, our beautiful soft layered chapati. Big batch, quick and easy to make. This is so good. So friends, there you have it. Our big batch chapatis is all done. Check out on how to make whole wheat on a separate video on my channel. We'll sit down and enjoy this with this good bowl of beef stew. I'll share the recipe right on top somewhere. Goes very well with the chapati. So friends, there you have it, my big batch chapati, a recipe that you and your family can definitely enjoy. Involve them, involve your friends, and you're going to come up with these perfect and delicious chapatis. Thank you for watching this one. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment down below. I will see you in the next one.